If we take a look back at the sequel trilogy movies, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm had a very hard time dealing especially with The Last Jedi, and even more so with The Rise of Skywalker, given that Kathleen Kennedy deleted so many scenes from the film and put new ones in there, making it a very hard time for the cast and the crew. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now really trying their absolute best to really regain the fans, and they already regained some fans. We have seen what happened with The Mandalorian Season 2, especially chapters 13 and 14, which both had major reveals involving characters like Ahsoka Tano, and yes, even Boba Fett. But beyond all of this, Disney has a lot more plans than that. They have a bunch of new TV shows that they announced just a couple of days ago, and they're going to be announcing more to come next year in 2021. That was just the first batch the other day. We got another batch of TV show announcements coming next year, as well as other movies in the works. On top of all of this, we've got George, John, and Dave working together as a team to really deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible to really satisfy the fans. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have been very intrigued about is, of course, what's going on with the original cast of the sequel trilogy. We're talking about John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, and especially Daisy Ridley. Let's have all eyes on Daisy Ridley. Now, we've talked about this just recently of how Daisy Ridley as Rey is changing as we speak for a Rise of Skywalker sequel project for Disney+. Now, ever since Daisy Ridley began work on the Rise of Skywalker, there were many problems between the cast, the crew, and the higher-ups, such as President of Lucasfilm Kathleen Kennedy. Now, aside from that, it's described that a project currently in the works recently replaced Daisy Ridley as the character of Rey with actress Keira Knightley for the untitled Rise of Skywalker sequel series that is set to debut sometime in 2023. Now, it's noted that the main reason as to why Daisy Ridley did not want to return as Rey in the series was due to the amount of revenue that they were offering Daisy that did not meet her expectations, and also that Daisy feared that this would actually become a part of her damaging her own career by becoming a part of this project, and how it would further damage her career as an actress. And that Daisy is trying her absolute best to detach herself from the Star Wars brand for good in order to focus on other projects. Now, not just that, it's said that at one point in time, George Lucas and Jon Favreau even tried to keep Daisy on board on top of this new project that's currently in the early development phase, and Ridley only wanted to leave the brand in back of her mind because she wanted to get rid of that stigma, if you will, of what happened with the sequel trilogy. Now, aside from all of that, she refused to even hop on board of this project unless Boyega and Isaac actually were going to be a part of this, in which they are not returning, and that if they did return, she would have actually considered coming back into the Star Wars world. Now, we've all seen what happened with Jon Favreau, right? He really made an amazing success with The Mandalorian. He's going to be working on a handful of projects now as well. The thing about Daisy Ridley is that this was a mess of a situation. You know, we've seen what happened with episodes 8 and 9 and how it kind of impacted her own career. She was actually supposed to get more roles than originally, intended. Now she's not getting as much as she was going to get, while she was working on Star Wars. Now it's pretty much, getting a role here, maybe a role there. Oscar Isaac, I will admit, I think he's killing it. I think he's doing an amazing job, as well as Adam Driver. John Boyega, I'm not quite sure exactly how he's doing, but everything related to this big shift, replacing Ridley with Keira Knightley as the character of Rey Skywalker in the animated series, by providing facial scans and also by providing dialogue through voiceover work. This series is going to have like lifelike animation. Think almost like video game cutscenes. Now, with this show, they are really aiming to make it a true new series for Disney+. It's going to take advantage of the new Jedi Order, as well as Finn becoming a Jedi in the series, as well as Oscar Isaac's character, Poe Dameron. Alright, who knows who's going to play him in this new show, but they're aiming to make Poe Dameron the new leader of the New Republic, quote-unquote. And I think that what they're really ultimately trying to do is that they're really trying to give these characters a new face, if you will. You know, showing us their lives after the events of Episode 9, years after, and exactly how they can really take advantage of that. As far as the Keira Knightley type of transition, honestly, I think it is probably the best choice that they really had available, given that Keira already worked on Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So that was a very smart choice in my book, honestly. I think that was a very smooth move by George Lucas and Jon Favreau. Most definitely it was Lucas's original idea, since he is a part of this project. He probably went to his plans for Episode 1 and noticed that Keira was a part of that project and just brought her on board. So like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.